If only I could see me as you see me, and understand the way that I am loved, would it give a whole new meaning to my purpose, change the way I see the world.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Living Happy Every Day with Dr. LaSharnda. Yeah, you're surprised to see me on TV, aren't you? I know you've listened to me over the last year on Living Happy Every Day with Dr. LaSharnda on radio. So I thought this was the next natural step, and that is to be able to connect with you live, and that is through this medium of television. I'm hoping that this will give you the opportunity to be able to feel a whole lot more comfortable with me. Yeah, I think that the radio medium was good for you because you weren't shy in writing to me or contacting me in some way, shape, or form to give me your feedback. So one thing I want to talk about this time as we introduce this new show, we're going to talk about positivity. You know, that's my favorite topic, and happiness, and how you can live a happy life every day. What I'm going to talk about today, though, and over the next several weeks, probably over the next 5 weeks, and that'll be the 5 successful tips for you to be able to overcome those barriers of your past, those insecurities that have kept you from being all that you can be. So let's start. I'm going to give you an overview of those 5 tips today. And what we'll do over the next 5 weeks, we're going to break each one of those out so that you can take notes and you can come up with questions or anything that you deem necessary that will help you to be able to get this down deep on the inside of you and help you to transform into the person that I say every week that you're destined to be. So the 5 tips that are successful in helping you overcome past insecurities. I talk about number 1, and that is positive reflection. Positive reflection is the number 1 thing that we need to think about as we're trying to overcome those insecurities that we all have. And what I mean by positive reflection, and I'll say reflection / meditation, is that in order for you to get rid of negativity and those things that hold you back, it's for you to wake up each morning, each day, and embrace the day. You need to not wake up with the television going on real loud, and you don't need to have the music blasting. But one thing that we all should do, and that is break away, and there's a time for quiet reflection, meditation, and something I refer to as prayer. It's important that we take time to reflect. If you want to look back over yesterday or look back over the last week or the last month or even the last year, it's okay. But you're not to look back with regrets, and you're not to look back trying to figure out what it is that you did so terribly wrong. You can look at those things, but you got to pick yourself up and move forward and not stay focused, not lock yourself in despair, because that's what we tend to do. We look at things that have happened negatively in our lives or failures that we've had, and we wonder over and over and over again what went wrong. Well, it's okay to do that for a minute, but I'm going to encourage you not to get stuck on that, because if you do, those goals and those aspirations, those dreams that you have in your heart, those things that you're trying to pursue, you're going to get stuck not pursuing those because you will be distracted by the past. So how do you overcome those past insecurities? The number 1 thing to do is positive reflection / meditation / prayer. The next thing I want to encourage you to look at, the number 2 process that we all should do, and I call it positive reinforcement. Now, what's positive reinforcement? It's not about people, although they can be a part of it, but right now we're focusing on only you and the things that you need to do every single day, not just once a week, not just, once a month, but every single day. What is positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement is something that you would use, a tool that you would use during the time that you're in your positive reflection mood. So what is that? It's where, for me, it's where I take the time and I read a Bible. Or for others, it may be a time for them to go and read some type of positive affirmation or a quote or something like that. And a lot of people read positive self-help books and a whole lot of other things. But let me expound on the reason I say the Bible. There's a lot of positive help books, self-help books out there, but the Bible is a source that you can take and you can really find people in there that messed up just like you and I. And they messed up really, really bad. But you see where their mess ups was somehow transformed, changed in something good or turned into something positive. So positive reinforcement for me would be taking a Bible, taking my Bible during that time of positive reflection and reading what it says and finding things in that Bible that's directly applicable to me. I think it all is directly applicable to me, but for you to find a promise, that's what I call it, a promise that would be something that you can apply to your life. And that promise is something that you hold on to and you repeat to yourself daily until you're able to break out of the funk, break out of this attitude of negativity, and help you to break out of locking on the past failures and locking on to the mess ups that we've all made. You know, the thing that happens in our lives is that when we mess up, when we say the wrong things, when we do the wrong things, when our behaviors are not the way we want them to be, you know what we do? We think it's only us. And we think, boy, did I blow it. And so it's hard for us to forgive ourselves. I'm telling you today, the point of positive reflection, meditation, and positive reinforcement, that Bible or your positive quote for today or your affirmation, whatever it is that you read. Some people read The Secret, some people read Beyond the Secret. There's so many different books out there, The Purpose-Driven Life. There's so many out there that are good, sound books. But it's important for you not to get caught up in the self-help books that's causing you to be competitive and to beat yourself up when you're not successful. You need to be able to see people just like you and I that's failed, that's not done the right thing all the time, but they have somehow overcome those failures, those problems, those encounters, those challenges that they've had. Number 3, I've already shared number 1 and 2, positive meditation, reflection. And number 2, positive reinforcement. Number 3 is something that is real important that I don't think most people think of, and it's called positive nutrition. Positive nutrition is more than just eating right, although that's a real big part of it. Positive nutrition has to do with the spiritual, it has to do with the physical, it has to do with the mental and the emotional. Now, let me explain a little bit about positive nutrition. When you get up in the morning, I've already said, stop it with the TV, the loud noise, the noise that's bombarding your psyche. Stop it with all of the loud music. Go into a place of quiet solitude. The next thing is now meditate, pray, and then reinforce that with some type of positive affirmation. I've already said for me, it's the source is the Bible. And for others, it could be positive quotations or affirmations or anything that will help feed their minds positively. The next step is, and I'm not downing caffeine, but I will say to you that it's real important that you watch what you're putting into your body. You know, I believe that we are holistic beings. And empirical research shows that we're holistic beings. So that means that, you know what goes into our bodies will affect our mental psyche and it will affect our spiritual condition also. So one thing when I say positive nutrition, watch what you put into your body each day. Why start the day with a bunch of coffee and caffeine and sodas and stuff like that? All of those things can become toxic to you. So look at filling your body with vegetables and fruits and make sure that you drink a lot of water. I'm going to admit right now that it's hard for me, but you know what I did in order to be able to consume enough water each day? I found a water Perrier or San Pellegrino, something that I could drink easily, and that's helped me to consume the amount of water that I need in my body to help purify, to help, take those toxins out of my system. The other thing is that I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Not only is it good for your skin and your hair, it will help you if you're trying to maintain a certain amount of weight. So the proper nutrition is a real big part of it. Now you're going to say to me, Dr. LaSharnda, I cannot work out. I'm going to say to you, that is bull. You can work out if you would just get out and walk each day. I'm not saying that you got to go out and do P90X or Insanity or any of those, but how about just starting to walk each day? If you start walking 20 minutes each day, just block it on your calendar, make it a priority. So if you start walking at least 20 minutes each day, and then you start to walk 30 minutes or an hour or whatever you want to do, but start to exercise, because exercise is real important too. All of those accumulate into something that will affect your spiritual side totally. Yes, you want your physical to look wonderful, and you want to have the mental aptitude and the ability to be able to work through positive decisions. You want to make sound decisions for your life. You want to make sound decisions as it applies to your hopes and dreams and your goals. Well, one place to start is to not be all locked up, tied up, tangled up in the physical restrictions, in the mental restrictions, and ultimately those spiritual things that hold us back. Believe it or not, our physical condition and our mental condition really will have an impact on our spirituality. Spirituality is so important to me. I believe that we are all connected, and that, when one person's successful, that creates a ripple effect. Other people become successful because one of us became successful. I really believe that. So it's important for us to really look at something I refer to, this is all mine, positive nutrition. Number 4, the other thing I want to talk to you about, we've talked now about positive reflection meditation, positive reinforcement, and positive nutrition. Those are the foundations of you becoming a person that overcomes those past insecurities, and the person that overcomes barriers that have kept you from reaching your destiny. Do you want to be a successful person? Do you want to strive? Do you want to thrive? Do you want to overcome? Well, look at those 3 pieces first, because I guarantee you, I can almost promise you that if you could get those 3 down pat, if you could just become consistent in those will automatically translate into these last 2. And these last 2 are these. Positive energy. What is positive energy? Don't look at me and say, oh, here she is with some of this New Age stuff. It has nothing to do with New Age whatsoever. Positive energy is something I talk about a lot on my radio talk show, Living Happy Every Day with Dr. LaSharnda. And that is that we create our own world. We really do. And I know sometimes that when we're of a certain spiritual condition or of a certain belief, we believe that certain talk, that it doesn't apply to us. We believe that that's for other people. But make no mistake, all of us come to the table with innate things that have been ingrained in us since childhood. And those things are such things as the words that we speak, whether or not we're speaking life over ourselves and those people that we love, over our businesses, over our finances, over ourselves. So the words that we speak will create either positive or negative energy. The people that we hang around with, those that we bring into our inner circle, that too will create positive or negative energy. The stuff that we take into our brains, do you know that even the stuff that you read or watch on TV, all of that creates positive or negative energy? So the question is, do you want to be a person that's successful, a person that lives a happy and positive and productive life? Do you want to be a person that is enthusiastic, a person that is contagiously full of zeal and zest? If you do, you need to be able to be one that pours out positivity into your environment. And the way that we create positive energy is to be aware of those things that we allow into our lives that will create positivity or create negativity. Here's an example. We walk out and we say, easily, I like that car, but I can never afford that. I like that house, but I can't afford that. I want to go on that vacation, but that's just not in the cards for me. I really want to be successful, but I don't have the education. Do you hear what you're doing? You're speaking the things that you want, positive things, but you're taking it away from you by automatically going in and saying what you can't do. So be aware of your words. I really believe that we either speak life or death into our situations. So speak life. Speaking life